Good evening. This is the veteran from Trini. Uh, I just want to make a very short video here on what is happening in America right now. We're living in the age of fear. Right now, I live here in El Paso, and I've seen or know of people that are hiding. I mean, literally hiding because they're scared to be picked up. Some of these people are some very good people. But a lot of them have come over here illegally, so they're hiding from the government. Because right now, all over the country, we have, I guess, America now has, I call them stormtroopers. They're going, secret police. America have turned into Germany of the 40s, early 40s and early 30s, late 30s. People are being picked off the street by police in unmarked cars with masks on their face, just arresting citizens and non-citizens alike. People that have green cards are scared to travel. I have a few friends I know are getting ready to go to Thailand and the Caribbean, but they have postponed their trips because right now they're scared that even if they're green card holders, they may not be able to get back into the United States. This is happening all over the country. We need to stop this. You know, a lot of people here have come over here and live in the United States for 20 and 30 years and are scared. They have not gotten American citizenship, but are scared, to go anywhere because they're not guaranteed of getting entrance back into the United States. So I don't know what to say. I think, America, you have a right. You have a right to deport these people that are not American citizens if they do something. If they're wrong, give them due process. That's all I ask you guys to do, is due process. Think about these people coming over here, started families, and this family are paying consequences. Just recently, a woman was picked up who had 3 kids, one years old, 2 years old, and I think a 7-year-old. That the mother was deported, and the kids were sent back with her. And one of the kids need medical care. That's probably going to be very hard to get in El Salvador. Plus, the husband no longer has a wife. This family are being separated. Eventually, if this continues, it's going to increase the burden on the state. We got to think. Give these people due process. I mean, it doesn't hurt. And if they're found to be ineligible and criminals, we'll deport them. But a lot of people you're presenting as criminals are not criminals. We need to stop that right now. Give the people the due process. That's all I can say. Well, I decided to come inside and do the rest of this video. It's I don't know what to say. There are things that are going on, and this administration is doing is on. One of the breaking stories is judge stopped Trump from using Alien Enemy Act. It's very disheartening to see people running around scared. This administration is making life for simple Americans or wannabe American citizens hell. Regular, naturalized, native-born American citizens have also been picked up. and barely got freed by the skin of their teeth. People with green cards are scared to go anywhere. Even they're not breaking the law, they're scared. Because a lot of them, they're not giving you a chance to experience. So they just come in, they come into the night, you come in your jobs, you're going wherever you are, and just picking you up. Give me a very hard time to explain. And without due process. This is the tactics that the scalpel used during the 30s and 40s in Nazi Germany. And this is what's going on here in the United States. We have stormtroopers, police, and ICE. They picked up college students, dissidents. United States was built on freedom of speech. All people here have the right to voice their dissatisfaction with the government. A lot of us veterans they have given our life or given our time serving this country, so these people can have the rights. A lot of my fellow veterans have forgotten that. Yeah, you know, we have the right to disagree with the government. You know, and that's what they're doing. Dissident is part of what makes this country great. We don't have to agree with everything that's going on. You know, that's part of being Americans. The greatest thing here, because we can express ourselves, that we don't believe in that if something is going on. We believe in freedom. That's why we fought. That's why we give us our lives for. Now we are running scared. Have people running scared in this country, and they've done nothing. A lot of people, Trump had put out that they're only going after criminals, which is untrue. They're going to pick up on green card holders and everyday American citizens. You know, if we don't put a stop to this now, it's going to get out of hand. You know, we have a few brave judges that has told Trump he can't use the Alien Enemy Act anymore. For at least here in Texas. And a couple of judges have, it's so bad. This thing is so bad that, you know, there's one judge in Wisconsin. You know, she had a hearing, the FBI decided they wanted one of the people in defending their court. So she stalled them until the individuals got away. He was picked up later by ICE, but she was also arrested by the FBI and charged and suspended by the Wisconsin Supreme Court. You know, this is Nazi tactics, plain and simple, whether we want to admit it or not. A lot of people are going to say, well, they have to come to this country, they should be legal, they're illegal, they're criminals anyway. Oh, you say that until it becomes a member of your family or one of your friends. It could happen to one of your girlfriends, one of your kids' friends. You never know. So, all I'm saying is, if they're legal, I'm giving them due process, and they can't complain. But don't, you know, like the guy in Maryland, they said he's a gang, belonged to MS-13. In 2019, they had all the time to prove you as a gang member. A tattoo don't make you anything. My son has many tattoos, and he's not a member of any gang. I have friends that have tattoos. They're not a member of any gang. You know, some people, I think it's I think it's stupid because I don't have a single tattoo, but that's me. That's one of the things you have the right to do in America. But people in America are running scared. Some people will schedule vacations. I have people I know from that wants to go back to their home country, Trinidad, and have a vacation, but they're green card holders, and they say they ain't go nowhere until we get rid of that Trump. It's ridiculous. I have some friends from Thailand, and the same thing. They have no plans to go nowhere until something happens. Trump, we do something with Trump, you know. And it's a whole mess, you know. Like I said, I even look at my mutual funds, right? That mutual fund was supposed to give me an extra couple $100 every month. But I'm afraid to look at it because it's been going down, down, down. You know, I'm lucky that I have a military pension to take care of me, but a lot of people don't. They're scared. They have to pull their money every month, and it's dropping faster than the rock in water. I mean, it's bad. A lot of people are bad and scared and broke because of the Trump's policy. I was reading where Trump is only doing this so he could get back at the people that didn't support him. Trump, of all people, should give people due process. In order to criminal charges against him, he had due process. He was found guilty, but he still had due process. You know, I don't like the results. I think he should be in jail, but that's me. I think he should make sure all Americans and all people that live in legal residents and any resident, once you make it here to the United States, I said you should be given a chance to prove your worth. And if you can't do that, here you have the right to be deported because you didn't do it legally. But once people get here, give them a chance. People risk their lives coming here. Like I said, most Americans don't realize that, but people believe, actually believe, that the streets of the United States is paved in gold and you have an opportunity. That's why I always get angry if people come here and just put themselves on welfare and do nothing. I mean, this is a great country. Opportunities here are unbelievable. So a long time ago, Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, the only thing to fear is fear itself. And fear is Trump getting the people deported. It's unbelievable. So America, wake up and help your neighbor. A lot of these countries are beautiful, but the people and the government, they are so corrupt. The people will do anything to get here to the United States. The United States is the promised land for a lot of people. It was for my family, and I'm glad my father decided to come to this place. And I've served this country for many, many years, and I'm trying my best to serve it as long as I'm alive. So, be compassionate. I know the law-abiding citizens saying, well, they broke the law and they should be deported. But let's look at it case by case. Give these people due process. A lot of people you're sending back are going to the jail in Honduras. I mean, human rights violation by signing those people into those conditions. After living in the United States. Here, They're a perfect example. We have the guy in Maryland, Garcia. They picked him up. Well, he has 2 little kids and a wife. You know what that was going to do? He could have been here working and taking care of his family. That means the burden is going to be on the United States government to provide for that family. That's not saving the government any money. That's an expense, son. It's an expense. So think about it. You send out breaking up a lot of these families. The state is going to be responsible for it. You kick a man out that has 3 or 4 kids, right? It may be illegal, but his kids are American citizens. So what's going to happen? The state's going to have to take care of that. Come on, people. Let's do things right. Show a little compassion. Okay, so